Yep, I'm on it. Okay. All right. So hi, everybody. We're gonna officially get started now. First, can we just quickly all say our name and just do a check-in? How are you doing today or this week? I know it's been a stressful time there with the volcanic eruption, so just do a check-in about how you're feeling. Just really short. You don't have to share very much. But I'll just go first. I'm Shauna, for some of you who are new this week. And looks like someone just dropped off. And I am feeling pretty good today. I'm excited for the workshop and all the next lesson plans to come. So I'm feeling thumbs up today. I love to do my thumbs up. And I'll pass it. David, do you want to go next?
Yes, I'm David Dibuchura. Yeah, I'm strong today. Yeah, I'm very strong today. The sun is shining outside. Yeah, and it's hot, but I'm strong. Thank you for joining. I pass to Francine.
Yeah, thank you so much. My name is Francine Muhawenimana. I'm okay, I feel good, but we have too much noise here at the library because we are near to the lot and they are building the lot. So we have more noise, more dust, so it is not good. Yeah. Thank you. I pass to Marie-Paul.
Thank you, Francine. Hello.
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 My name is Marie-Paul. Now, today I'm very fine. I come from my lunchtime. I was very late, but I thank God because I found you are still there. Thank you. I pass my word to the names. The name to is Jean Grant.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Jingran, and nice to see you all the familiar faces again. I feel good today, and I feel quite relaxed because it's the second time. I'm less nervous than last time, and look forward to today's workshop. So I'll pass to Jean d'Amour. Jean d'Amour, are you there?
Maybe you pass another one.
Okay, then I will, Solange.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm Solange. I'm based in Musanze, northern part of the London. I feel much better today because yesterday wasn't feel good. There is no much sun in Musanze, and we are glad that the people who came to this place from the volcanic eruption place have gone back home. Now the earthquake has calmed down, so we are glad and we are happy for that. Thank you. I passed it to Emma.
Hi, good afternoon, good morning. I'm Emma. Was the question just how are you feeling today? Okay. I feel pretty calm today. Yesterday I was pretty tired, but today I don't feel that way. I'm eating a croissant, so that's great. It's very good. Yeah, that's all. Sally, have you gone? Okay, I'll pass to Sally.
Hi, I'm Sally, and the sun is shining, and when the sun is shining, I always feel good. Plus, it's getting warmer in Maine. It's not as cold as it was. And Francis, I pass to Francis, maybe?
Yes,
Okay. You and
yeah,
Farhara? Did I say your name correctly?
Furaha.
Ah. How do you feel today?
now for me today I am okay. Yeah, my connection, I think it was very good. I could understand you very well. Thank you.
Oop, I'm muted.
You
Hi.
pass to another one.
Well, Faraha, you can share how you're feeling today.
Thank you. Joyce, you can call me Furaha or Joyce. I'm with Francis. We are in northern part of Rwanda in Gicumbi district. I'm doing well. The weather is somehow not cold as usually, so we are feeling well. Thank you. I pass to Esther Mutuimana.
Oh,
Oops. Did
just
we-
lost connection.
She lost.
The connection.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's okay.
maybe we can continue maybe the connection.
I think that was everyone and they'll come back. Thank you for sharing, Francis and Faraha. So for today's workshop, oh yeah, I started recording. So we just want to say thank you for all the comments last week and all your questions to help explain the lesson plan in more detail and how to demonstrate reading with expression and interest. So each week we will create 2 videos. We'll have one longer YouTube video with a full demonstration of the read aloud. And then the second video will be a much shorter skills development video. So we'll focus on small parts of the lesson plan in the short video. So there's 2 options and you can choose to watch both or just one. It's up to you. But so thank you for all sharing that. And I was going to share my screen really quickly to show you our YouTube channel. So it's easy for you to find all the videos. So can everyone see my screen? Can you see the YouTube? Okay. So this is our YouTube channel for all of you. So if you go to YouTube, you can type in Read Aloud Training for Children's Peace Libraries, and you'll see this little blue logo picture. And so far we have 4 videos. So we have Grandma's Bananas. We have the workshop from last week, so I'll add the workshop today. Here's the skills development video and the other full demonstration. So if you can't find a video, you can always go to YouTube and find it. And we have these little playlists to help you. So if you just want to watch the read aloud demonstrations, you can go here. Or if you just want to watch the short skills development videos, you can go to this playlist. So I just wanted to show you where everything is and how to access the different videos for each week. And then we wanted to talk about some other logistics. Francine already updated us on the printing of the books. So now each library has one copy of each book. And we're still working on getting funding to have more books printed. Is there any other updates on like internet connection or the David's email about the volcano crisis response? Are there any other kind of logistics or updates people want to share right now? I think a part of the amount of money that Francine sent to Sally includes for the internet. So hopefully we can help improve that for some, if we get some of that money to help buy that. But if there's no other updates on like the background technical stuff, then we will dive into the lesson plan and the storybook for this week, which is Best Friends. So this week we're going to go one by one and ask some questions about the book. So I will just start with, let's see, Emma looked like she took a drink. Francine, maybe you can share for you and Emma. I know she mentioned you did teach the lesson this week, Best Friends. So can you share what the kids thought of the book and whether or not the children understand the story and the message? Just share how it went this week. Francine or Emma, it doesn't have to be, yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to share, but Emma will add also. Yeah, it was good to use the lesson plan for this book, Best Friends. The kids benefit, they benefit, but even as I and Emma, we got new skills and the new ideas about how to read, how we can read for the kids. We did not use all the lesson plan as as you sent or it's organized. We jump some parts and we choose which one is good or is best for our kids. Like to the vocabulary, we didn't use vocabulary because we have only one team. We will continue to work with them. They are the students from primary 5 on the school neighbor to the library. Some words they know some words in this book. It's why we didn't use to repeat again the vocabulary. We jump and we do the circle map. It was very nice for them because they had the time to share their best friend. Yeah, it was good for them, even for us. Yeah, they give the time for them to think about how is my best friend. They give the characteristics of their best friends. Also, I like so much the wondering question. It was good because they give the students, even us, the teachers, the time to think about the story. Also, the time to think when we are upset, how we feel, how we come back. Yeah, and it was good because they shared some testimony, the small testimony said how they do something bad to their siblings, their brothers and sisters, and how they feel bad and how they come back to feel better. So it was so good. Also, the kids enjoyed the story because it was a conversation, not only reading. Also, another things we did, Emma read it twice in English and ask all questions in English, and they try to replay the question in English. Also, when I read in Kinyarwanda, the Kinyarwanda version is good than English. Let me say that because the Kinyarwanda, they have like, they make the how we call data. There are many words in Kinyarwanda than English. Because in English, they say the brothers sing for Nataba, but in Kinyarwanda, they say also the song they used. My sister Nataba, please come and we will find another pot for you. Yeah, it was good Kinyarwanda version than English, but it was also better because we used the English twice. They learned more about new words, about speaking English. It was good. And the Kinyarwanda come like to help them hear any words they didn't hear well. And the Kinyarwanda also helped them to understand very well all the story. Yeah, all the story. It was so good. Maybe I give Emma to add the
Maybe Emma, could you share what you think could have been better or what you and Francine hope to do differently the next time? Thank you, Francine, for sharing all of that.
Yeah, thank you, Francine. Honestly, today went really, really well. The level of the kids or the English level of the kids in P5 is pretty good. Although I could tell sometimes when if I would ask them a question and then maybe like go off and just on a little question digression and just ask more, and then I could kind of see their faces just lose a little bit, and I'm like, oh, right. They know English, but not like me. Let me just do that again, you know. Like, yeah, I think it went really well. The one thing that I was kind of wondering about is, and we got a lot of really good answers for the friend map that we did, but we started with that, and so you know how like the kids are a lot shyer at the beginning, and so it was a lot harder to kind of coax those answers out of them. But then one thing that I noticed, which I think maybe is normal, but I don't know, you'll know better than me. But then after we were done asking the questions throughout reading the book, and then after reading the book, the last question, the one about how do you make yourself feel better when you're upset? Oh my goodness, that question had like 3 or 4 times as many answers as any other question that we asked. And so then I was kind of wondering if we would have done the friend map at this time, then I feel like it would have like, but I see why we did it at the beginning, okay? I totally get that. But I think it would have been a lot more of a more popular activity, I guess, if we would have done it at the end there, because they were really getting in the zone. My favorite answer was one kid, he said he likes to eat when he's angry. And then when I kind of asked him about it more, it was, you know, eating beef, because then you can tear it apart with your teeth pretty violently. And so, yeah, that's hilarious. But I don't know, what could we, I think that it all went pretty well.
Good.
It didn't feel rushed.
Good.
And the kids really seem to understand it even after reading it just one time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, there doesn't have to be anything,
Yeah.
so don't feel like you
There's
have
not-
to find an answer.
I was kind of thinking too, like about the role playing exercise. I was thinking like that sounds like it would be really fun, but like knowing all of the kids that I know in P5, I feel like, you know, it's that awkward age where like they're just starting to try to be cool, you know? And so getting them to role play, I think might have been a bit difficult, but I really would love to try that with younger kids to see if it would, to see how well it would catch on. And then, yeah, Francine and I were thinking too, lots of the games would be better for like the smaller kids too, especially with like the acting and stuff, because like
Mhm.
like those P5 boys, they're
Yeah.
pretty
I got it.
monotone a lot of times, you know. But
Definitely.
yeah, it went really well.
Good.
Yeah, we are really happy with it.
Good. Yeah, I really liked how you and Francine were able to kind of adapt to the lesson plan to meet the needs of your students. Because it's definitely, you don't have to do everything, right? Some of it's easy, some of it's more difficult, but there's a range of options so that hopefully you can kind of choose what will be best for your students in your age group. So I'm glad that you did that on your own. And yeah, definitely the circle map at the beginning, I could see how it'd be a little bit slow at first. You know, if you had done like the vocabulary in the game, the energy would have been high and they would have been warmed up a little bit more. So perhaps, you know, we could add alternative warm-up activities before kind of the bigger activities like that to help get the students, you know, comfortable and ready to participate. So that's something we could think about too, is having some activities for older students. Yeah, Sally.
I think, Emma, you're right. The younger kids are much happier to role play and find it easier than the older kids. But I think if you start with the young ones role playing, by the time they get older, they also are accustomed to it and they'll play along with you, maybe not.
Definitely an awkward age, that's for sure. Yeah, Jingran?
Yeah, and going back to the alphabet chart and the wordplay part, I agree with you that even if for the children that they already know the words or the vocabulary, we can still do that as a revision and also to motivate them, to prepare them ready for the circle map or something like that. So not necessarily skip them, but just go quickly through it, then like give them the preparation for the later part.
All right, great. Let's move on to someone else. So I'm going to randomly call on somebody today. So look alive. Let's see. Maybe Mary Paul, are you with us?
Thank you.
Mary Paul, did you have a chance to teach Best Friends this week?
Yes, I was doing it.
Okay. Do you want to share? Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
As I told you, may I stay with small children in a nursery school. I was take the class for top. Those one for 6, 7 years. It is what I was used to read that story. And when you was read the story, we start with English. And the first things I was do, it is the vocabulary. I read, and the vocabulary, I tell this word we will meet in a story. And when I read the second time, I use Kinyarwanda to show very well those words we was doing. And what I was meet, it was important to them. It is the way they like story. Because after read it, I was take the children and repeat again the story, what he has understand. and they tell me what they understand. They use those words for vocabulary. The way the guy was crying, the way they climb the tree, it is what they was like to repeat when they repeat the story about to tell me what they understand. Again, another thing it was good for the children, when they go home, they tell that story to their parents. And because I was needed to teach them afternoon, there is a parent who was asking me, will you pay for those things you are doing to do? I say, no, it is just to tell the children story and to teach them some things was help them to know what to do in life. I said those things was very good. Thank you.
And Mary Paul, just one follow-up question. What do you think could be better next time? Or do you have any other questions about the lesson plan at all?
Yeah, what I can say, it is like barriers I have. For me, I use computer to read the story, and they don't look at very well the pictures. It was for them to come before the computer to see the picture. It takes a long time to recognize and to see very well pictures. What I will see when I have like those one who use projector and they look very well where they sit, it will be better for me. The second, what I can say, these things I was like it. It was very nice. It is why I say, even if there is no problem to read, the problem we have, it is our poor English, even as we have. Now, I found it is good because even as we have time to read very well vocabulary in English. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Mary Paul.
Maybe the question Shauna, maybe Mary Paul, if you have, maybe if you can get books, it will be easy for you to read for the children.
Yeah, it must be
the
good.
printed books.
Yeah, but what I was so when they see the pictures, they like it very much more than to read for them.
Okay, I think if maybe next week, if you send you the books, the printed books, it will be easier maybe for the children to to understand well the pictures.
Good.
Perfect. Yeah, kids always tend to look at the pictures and they don't like to read the words. They just want to look at the drawings. It's more fun for them. All right, thank you so much, Mary Paul. I appreciate it. Let's see, maybe we can go to Francis and Ferrara since your camera is on. Did you have a chance to teach Best Friends this week?
Yeah, okay. We are trying it. We are trying with 5 students, but something that I was seeing is that when we are reading aloud, the first experience we have for the kids is that the students, they can take time for understanding. Then the second things, they have time to understanding some words they know and another word they don't know. Then after, if you explain the books in Kinyarwanda, the student, they can try to understand very well, and then they can ask the other question they do not understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. When you read in English, sometimes the students won't understand everything, or there might be some gaps in the story. But when you read it again in Kinyarwanda, then the students start to see, oh, I get it now. This happened. They start to understand a little better. So it's good that you read it in both languages. Francis, did you get a chance to ask some of the questions in the story? Like during the
Yes.
story or after? Yeah. And how did
Yes.
it go?
Yeah, I can try to ask some question about the story. Like when the Natabo, he left to her home, then to go to climb the tree. I asked them reason why he went away of their home. Then some students, they say she is angry of her pots. Yeah.
Great, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad you asked them those questions to make sure they understand. And yeah, if you're having a hard time thinking of questions, on the lesson plan, there's lots of different options of questions. So it might help to ask the wondering questions, which Francine mentioned her students had a really fun time answering, getting the students to think about their feelings and their own lives. It's really important. Did you have any other questions, Francis, about how to teach the stories or anything?
No, now the other question that I have for myself is that I think it was good as another librarians before we take time for reading the books with the kids. First of all, we have to read for ourselves. I think it was good for us because when you tell something and other people, you know and you can understand, it is good for you and for someone you are telling the story. Because if the kids, for example, when you take time for reading the books at the kid, the student, if they ask you the question, it is hard for you because you didn't know, even you are not sure about something you are telling the kids. Now, my idea is that we have to take time for reading books before we telling story the kids.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
so important. I can't emphasize that enough. That's a really good point. If you don't know the story and the kids ask you, then it's not a very good reflection, right? If you are not interested in the book, then the students will not be interested in the book. So it's really important for the librarians to read the book before, read the lesson plan too, to get ideas about how to ask questions and what activities to do. So that when you get to the library with your students, then you are prepared and you're excited to teach it. So thank you so much for saying that, Francis. That's super important. Thank you. Now I will go to Solange. I don't know, Solange, if you were able to teach the book or not, or if you had to talk with others about it.
I think Esther practiced and read for the students. If she can go ahead and share the experience she got from reading for the kids, because I know yesterday she had read the book for the students. Esther, are you there? Can you share what happened? Thank you.
I'm called Esther. Yeah, yesterday I was read the book. I was so happy the student was enjoying the book. I like the way they used to memorize the vocabulary, and I like the way they ask the question. And when I read the book first time, they didn't get anything, but I repeated again the book in English, And then after reading twice in English, I read the book in Kinyarwanda. The students were enjoying, was so happy because of the story, was so interesting of knowing the story, and I like the way they got a new words from the vocabularies, the new words of English. Yeah, I had a problem of like this one. The were many, but I had one book. I think it's good to have some more books so that I can help the children to see the pictures and to read. Thank you.
Thank you, Esther. Esther, is there anything that you hoped could go better next time or you want to change for next week?
Yeah, I think the next week the lesson plan for next week is better. The idea that I have is this: if the children or the students have some books so that they can do homework when they are in their home, they can revise the stories and they read themselves. It can be better for them. It can help them. Thank you.
Great, thanks. Yeah, taking it home would be a good idea. Solange, did you want to share something?
Yeah, I need to share something on what we can do better for the future reading aloud for the student is from our place, I mean, where I and Esther are staying, where the library, the Children Peace Library is, we have a different level of students. Some are in the private schools, others are in public schools. So their level of English is not the same. I think it's good to group kids, students, according to the schools where they are coming from, because for these kids who are from the private schools, their English is kind of not the same as these ones from the public schools. So to make sure that they got the same thing, they have understood the whole story, it's good to separate them while reading for them so that at least they be able to understand the story at the same level. Another thing is that from teaching them the new words, these kids from the private schools, they can get the words easily. They have a lot of vocabularies, so it's good to make sure even those from the public schools got the same new words, got the same, the pronunciation, because sometimes they don't even know how to pronounce words in English. So it's good also for us who are reading for the kids, as Francis said, to get to know, to be ready to read the books, to make sure we pronounce the words correctly. I like the way you guys practiced on YouTube. I was so much impressed to get to know how to read and pronounce the words so that kids get really interested from understanding and getting the story. So our experience is that next time we separate kids according to the schools where they are coming from, so that we make sure everyone is getting the story, is on the same page with the other kid. And it's a good way also to make them feeling comfortable and coming together as the primary school students. So this is what I have learned. And as Francina said, I appreciated the, I forgot the word.
Wondering questions?
The way, wondering questions, whereby kids be able to share their feelings, how they feel after. And so I like that also. And I think it's a good way of also teaching kids on how to behave more good than the way they used to be before. So Thank you so much. I did read the books, but Esther was there for the kids. And we are glad that they came as many. I think she had more than 50 kids who came
Wow.
for the book. So we were so much excited to have them. Thank you.
Great. Thank you for sharing, Solange. That is a lot of students. I'm glad that she was able to read to all of them. I was going to say, Solange, also another idea, if you don't want to split up the groups, is you can try to have the students work together. So some of the students who are maybe more advanced in English, you can let them help the students who are maybe not as good at English to help translate for them. And also I would encourage you to have the students, they can answer in English or Kinyarwanda. So if the private school students, if the English is easy for them, you can kind of encourage them to respond only in English. And then the students who are maybe still learning, you can allow them to respond in Kinyarwanda and then translate into English. So you can also do that to help all the students feel comfortable. I know I did that a lot in my teaching. If students were, oh, there we go. If some students were really good at English, I would really kind of encourage them to only speak in English. But some of the other students, I would let them and allow them to use their home language. And then I would translate for them and help them understand how to say it in English. So that's also a strategy you can try to use so as to not separate the students and keep them together. But it seems like that's the two big things I'm hearing today is different English levels and different age groups. So that's something that we can try to think about in future lesson plans and workshops for you all. Okay, thank you so much, Solange and Esther, for sharing. Alphonse, I think Alphonse is the last one. Were you able to teach Best Friends this week?
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week I teach Best Friends, but I found the children are okay and happy to hear this story. Then what I ask you is to multiply the books. So if they see the pictures, they understand more than to read. Because I get a little, middle, and adult person. Hello?
Can you hear us?
Hello? Okay, do you hear me?
I'm hearing you, yes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, then what my sister come to say is it really okay. I heard and I agree with her. We have to also to know how we can welcome the different children and also how to manage them, how to manage the books and relatively with the children, with the people who are adult. And also we can think about how our places of library is located and the people who are coming to join us and in their levels of understanding or English, Kinyarwanda, or French language, because there is a books in French language. All things are challenges me about how to respond their needs. Fine.
Great, thank you for sharing. Yeah, I think, if the needs are different for English, I think it's similar to what Solange said with different English abilities. You can try to do more translations, and some of the students who have better English or who are older, you could really encourage them to only speak in English. But some of the younger students who are still learning English, you can allow them to speak in Kinyarwanda, but make sure that you're still practicing the English vocabulary and reading the English book so that they can hear and start to hopefully learn through being exposed to English. But we can talk about that more next week too, about how to manage different age groups at the same time and how to manage different English levels at the same time. So thank you for sharing. Yes, Solange? Solange, I saw you unmuted. Did you want to add something or was it by accident?
I was just agreeing with what you were sharing.
Yeah, there's definitely things to do, but like Francine and Emma, you just have to know your students and adapt the lesson plan and the story to really meet the needs of your students, because each library is very different. So we would have to do individual meetings with all of you to make it work. So you have to be able to adapt it to each of your settings. But we can definitely think about that a bit more. All right, I think I've kept you pretty long. I don't know. Oh, I see Console put in the chat box. Good, so Console taught the lesson and the children really liked it. That's good to hear. Thank you for sharing and for joining us, Console. I don't want to take up too much more of everybody's time. I had a couple questions. I had one question for everyone about the videos and the lesson plan. What day is best to send it to everybody? I know the first week I sent it on, I think, Sunday. And then this past week I sent it on Friday. Would you prefer to have the lesson plans and the videos sent to you on Fridays before the weekend or on Sundays at the end of the weekend?
Sunday is okay.
Okay. Anybody else have a opinion, Sunday or Friday?
Sunday,
Sunday.
no problem.
Okay. Yeah, seems like Sunday is the best for everyone, so it's not disturbing your weekend. And then I just wanted to ask, I think some of them were answered, but in the weekly reflection, some of you had listed questions, and I wanted to know if anyone still had questions, or if everyone got them answered already. I think some of them we talked about the different ages and different levels of English. Okay. Sally or Jingran, did you have anything else to ask or add at this point, or?
I'm really excited about the feedback that you all are giving us, because it will help us as we continue to develop program over the next few months. So thank you so much.
Oh, and I just want to add that I am having a workshop with teachers from Nepal, and I see that there are some commonalities between your questions. You have some same questions regarding the age groups and also using which language to read. We also had a discussion about for the first time reading using English or the home language, and the second reading. And after that discussion, we kind of think that the decision should be in your hands, in teacher's hand. What you think is the most suitable for your students to understand the story, that is really important. So it's a question for you to think that which way is the best. And I think you all have the answer when you are trying this out with your students.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good point. It's up to each librarian to decide what will work best in your library. And we hope that, we'll just give you ideas and some tools to make it a little bit better and easier, but it's up to you ultimately what will work best. Okay, I think that's everything from me. And if nobody else has questions, then I look forward to seeing you all next week again and talking about more things. All right, thank you so much, everybody, for sharing. And I will see you all next week. Have a nice weekend.
Same to you.
Bye. Thank you, Mary Paul.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.